My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are back in Canada, and today we're going to be turning our attentions back to the province of Alberta and the city of Calgary. As you can probably tell from the backdrop here, we're currently sat overlooking the industrial park just outside of Calgary as we watch a couple of our trains come and go on platform. And in the middle to far distance we can see the various districts and suburbs of Calgary that eventually we want to have form something of a large metropolis. So to accomplish that, what we're going to need to do is get them all supplied up with the goods that they require. So that's going to be the aim today, to at least get that started. Even if it's not set to 100% and full efficiency at this time, at least we've made a start. And that means the cities will be able to grow over the next few episodes, and as I just said there, obviously the long-term aim is for them to all eventually spread out into one larger city that will naturally form our capital for this map. So let's go ahead, bring up the user interface. We can see the state of affairs. We're in 1902, we have just under £300 million in the bank, and our current earnings stand at -16 after the expansions we did in the Rocky Mountains around Revelstoke in the previous episode. So let's go ahead and get started straight away, shall we? Now, central Calgary, or Calgary itself, we do have both goods being supplied. Yes, they're not there at full capacity, so to speak, but it's better than nothing. And as I said, as long as we're making a start on each of the goods, that's the main thing for today. So, we also have the 4 surrounding districts, northwest, northeast, southeast and southwest Calgary. So what we want to do today is get all those 4 districts supplied if we can. The machinery we probably won't be able to get done in this episode because that will mean a new production chain being set up. But the goods, the food and bricks, and the bricks and goods over here, I'm sure we can get accomplished today because we have production already set up in the 4 industries just in the middle of the screen here. Now I'm thinking the way that we are going to supply the 4 cities or the 4 districts is just going to be with road vehicles, and we'll set up collection points if needed, extra collection points I should say, we have one here. We'll set up an extra collection point if it's needed to service the 4 industries, and then we'll get them linked in to the various districts. So let's get started straight away, and we will start with southwest Calgary. As we can see at the minute, we have 0 bricks and 0 goods. However, we do have both bricks and goods being produced already, so that's okay. So all we need to do is set up a line and a delivery point into southwest Calgary for them to be dropped off. Now, looking at the goods overlay, we can see that they are quite centered together on the southern edge of the city here. So I'm thinking we might be able to get away with a single truck station that covers both of them for the time being. Sort of like so. That gives us pretty decent coverage. We'll just expand it to 20 meters, I think, and we'll have the station set back just about here, I think. That should be enough to still provide the coverage, but it also gives us the opportunity to connect in our own road network so that we can remove any traffic lights that end up spawning in the future. What we also want to do as well is put a few extra station exits on either side, and again we'll just connect them manually into the roads either side of the truck station, just like so. So now our trucks can come in, unload, and then head out through either one of the exits on the side, and then obviously they will return to the industrial park over here where they'll go and collect a fresh load of goods to bring back. Now I think it's probably beneficial if, rather than having the trucks run all the way along here in front of the machinery factory and then through Calgary itself, which is going to increase the noise pollution in Calgary, I think the best thing to do here is actually put a connection directly from perhaps this road here or this junction here, have it bridge over the river and then connect in to the road network by the industrial park, perhaps on this corner here. So what we'll do to that end is we'll get the node on this corner, turn the road off immediately towards the river, put a bridge across, Make sure we have a decent enough looking bridge, and that's, I mean, it is rising, which is, it looks a bit strange actually, let's be honest. Maybe the better thing to do is put the bridge maybe here and keep the bridge level. That looks a lot better. Just like that. So that little curved road we just built, then we'll get rid of it and we'll stretch it out just a little bit further over to there like so. And then as I said, this road can quite simply come out here and connect into the road network for Southwest Calgary like so. And then they have this direct line so they can bypass Calgary Central, and that's, as I said, not going to add on to the new noise pollution for Calgary, so it's going to encourage a bit more growth as well. Now, as we can see, this catchment area does include most of the industrial and commercial sectors. There are a few strays over here, which is okay. I mean, we could demolish them and hope they rebuild perhaps somewhere along here where they would be in the catchment zone. But I think for the time being, just to get things rolling, that's not going to serve us too badly. Okay then, so it was bricks and goods that we need over here. Obviously we have the goods here, we have the bricks here. And I think what we'll do is, rather than overloading this station here, even though it does have the capacity, is we'll go ahead and put down a second truck station, perhaps over this area here. We'll put it to 30 meters. In fact, no, we'll put it over up the top up here. We'll have a second one up here. That way we can have increased platforms. I don't know if we're going to need 6, I'll be honest, but if we have 6, then we have the room for future expansion if it is needed. Just like so. We want the second street access as per. And I'll put a few others just in there to give us extra options when it comes to routing our trucks in and out. And then from there we'll just put the roads in to connect to the access road here. Just something cheap and cheerful, nothing too fancy. Just enough to get them in and out as quickly as we can. Okay, like that. And then last of all, sort of like that. I'll do all the naming afterwards, but for now we'll just get the lines set up. As we can see, this station has access to the bricks, the tools and the goods, but it doesn't have access to the food, which is okay because we're not going to be delivering food over here anyway. So what we can do now is we can start setting up the 2 lines. So they're just going to run from there to there. And then we want a new line from there to there again. But obviously we need to distinguish which is carrying the goods and which will be carrying the bricks. So the bricks is going to be red, obviously that's the colour of the bricks. We'll have fully loaded if available, and we'll do the usual 30-second wait time. And then we will tell them that they only load bricks here. That way there's no cross-contamination, so to speak, on the platform with mixed goods. All that's going to be on this platform is the bricks. And over here they don't want to load anything because there would be the potential for them to load up any goods that have been dropped off by the other line. So this means they will run back empty. So that's all good. And then this one will be carrying the goods, which is a sort of brownish colour. And I think we'll use that one. Yeah, why not? And again, we'll do the same setup with 30 seconds and fully loaded, as well as with the load orders here, just to make sure they're not picking up the bricks. Likewise over here, make sure they're not picking anything up from the platform when they empty their load. Okay, so that should work. In terms of waypointing and routing, I need to do a bit of work on that, so we'll do that very quickly. So we'll just put 2 waypoints either side there. And then over here, we'll just do a similar sort of thing with waypoints on each of the entrances and exits. And that means we can make use of these waypoints if we want to make sure our trucks are going in and out correctly. Also just put a couple there. Don't think we're going to need those ones, but just in case, we'll have them. Okay then, so our bricks are going to be coming in here. And in fact, what I will do is I'll route them this way. And we'll send them up this way. And then these can use platform number 4. And then off they go back over here. And then we want them to be coming in, let's say, this way. That's, oh, so I put that in the wrong position there. So they want to be coming in this way like that. And then we'll swap them over to platform 1. And then they're just straight in and out there. So that's nice and neat and tidy. We'll do the same sort of thing over here with the goods delivery line as well. So these are coming in here. And they can use platform number 3. Yes, and then after they've picked up, if they come out that way, yeah, that keeps it neat and tidy. Obviously, they have to cross over here somewhat. And I've just noticed they have opted to route themselves. Oh, no, they haven't. No, they haven't. I was getting confused. I thought they should have been coming down here, but it's this road. I just got confused there. Ignore that. Bit of a brain fart this early in the morning. Let's carry on. So, yes, then they're going to come in here. And then after Upper Southwest Calgary, if they head out that way, will that keep it tidy? Yes, indeed it does. Again, the lines interfere with each other here, but that's okay. Hopefully it won't cause too many issues. I don't think it will. So what I'll do now is I'll quickly get these 2 lines named up, as well as the 2 truck stations we've just produced, so everything is in good order and fits in within the naming theme, and we'll pick it back up once all that is taken care of. Okay, so I've got the naming all finished now. I've kept this as, it was originally Calgary Annex, and I've just switched it to Calgary Industrial Annex, which I think fits quite well. Over here we have Southwest Calgary Freight, and as we can see we've got the usual sort of naming system for our lines, bricks delivery and goods delivery both to Southwest Calgary. So the only thing left to do now is actually purchase some vehicles to operate this line. So let's go ahead and do that, and I think for the start we shall have 6 vehicles. That should be enough. Luckily, we can have the 2 different models of the trucks, because the flatbed trucks will be taking the bricks and the tarpaulin trucks will be taking the goods. So we'll buy 6 of the flatbeds. These are going to be red, and these are going on to the bricks delivery to Southwest Calgary there. And then we want 6 tarpaulin trucks. These will be the sort of brownish sort of colour. And these will be going on to the goods delivery to Southwest Calgary. And that means now we should start seeing a bit of production and goods being dropped off onto our new freight yard just here. It might take a few moments for it all to kick in. Obviously we can't have any bricks put there yet because we have no stone available. And at the goods factory we have no plastics available. But in the very near future that should start spawning some goods to be hauled into Southwest Calgary. So that's one of the districts taken care of nice and quickly. Next we'll do South East Calgary. And let's just have a look at where the goods are being called for. Again, they're all fairly well clustered together. And I think once again we might be able to get away with a actual truck station rather than just an unload point. And if we squeeze it there with a connection up to this road here, yes, we'd have to remove a few industries, but that's okay. I think that'll give us an active connection which provides good coverage to all the industrial and commercial sectors in Southeast Calgary, but we'll have a go at that in a minute. And again, this will be Southeast Calgary Freight Yard, or just freight's fine actually. So let's just quickly configure this with a second street access point and then connect it into the road network for Southeast Calgary. Like so, and like so. Now, I don't think we're going to avoid getting rid of 2 vehicles. Oh no, just 1 building. I don't know why I was going to say vehicle for that. It's clearly not a vehicle, is it? But yes, we have pretty decent coverage again. Although I think, yes, a lot of these here are industrial. Well, there's a few stray industrial buildings, but again, just to get things up and running, so to speak, I think it's gonna be okay. And then I think what we'll do again, we'll have a separate bridge over here so we can route the trucks away from Calgary Central so they're not all converging on the city centre. So what we'll do is we'll put a quick bridge across. Make sure it looks semi-decent, however. Yeah, that looks okay. We can probably just shorten the length. That gives us more room to connect into the road. So we're not going to have too steep of a climb from here. How does that look? In fact, that's actually not climbed much at all, as it's just cut away some of the earth, which is okay. And then we'll put a nice connection in there, like that. Now, the idea is, of course, they're going to come in, drop off, and then head out this way. So I think what we'll do, perhaps at this corner here, is connect those two together so they can avail themselves of this road and head back over the bridge we've just constructed. And then from here, I think the natural inclination is going to be to come this way. Again, I think we'd rather avoid that if we can. So what I might do is, again, put a road... Or would they use this one? Well, I think to make it a bit more direct, rather than having them come here and then do a sharp turn off to the right, is at this point we could just have a connect... Whoa, that's all sorts of wrong. Yes, we'll have a connection off like that. We don't need a bridge there, let's be honest. And I think that should be okay. I mean, we might need to put a few waypoints down along here just to encourage them to come this way through rather than heading through Calgary Central. That should be okay and quite simple and straightforward to set up. Now, for Southeast Calgary, we can make use of this station here. It does have access to both the food and the bricks. So I think we'll go ahead and do that. And what we'll have to do then is actually send them down this way or this way, and then obviously along the new roads we've just constructed in Southeast Calgary. But we'll cross that bridge, no pun intended of course, in a few moments once we've got the lines actually set up and running and all the goods specified and their orders set up and what have you. So again, it's going to be full load 30 seconds. This one can be the bricks. I'm not unloading anything there. Loading nothing there, that's fine. New line again. Same station, same station. However, this time obviously it's going to be a different good. This is going to be food. Again, full load 30 seconds. Taking the food. Bringing nothing back. That should all work. And again, I'll just take a few moments now just to get these two lines named up correctly. After I've coloured them in. There we go. So yes, we'll be back in a few moments once the naming has been taken care of. So there we go. We've got food delivery Southeast Calgary as well as bricks delivery Southeast Calgary. So the only thing to do now is handle their routing and then we'll get the trucks up and running on those lines. So if we just take a look at which way they've opted to go, as we can see they have chosen to go through central Calgary, which I prefer they didn't do for obvious reasons. And they haven't used this new road that we put in here, so we are going to have to do a bit of line management. So we're going to need various waypoints at various points. So I'm going to put a couple of waypoints there and there. That way we can send them that way if we need to. Put a couple there. And then we're going to need some this way and this way, just to make sure they're looping around in and out of the freight yard in Southeast Calgary correctly as well. Okay, so let's return to the line manager then. Just open the ones we can see on screen at present, and we have them here now. So bricks delivery to Southeast Calgary. So after the food factory. In fact, which line? Okay, that's your line there, the one that is currently flashing. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll change our platform to number 1. And after you pick up, if you leave via this waypoint here, that's okay. And then go via this waypoint here. And then this waypoint here. Okay, so now you're using the roads as intended. And then we'll send you this way. That way you're not looping on the station and then you're heading back out. So after Calgary Freight Yard, come back this way. And then back along the front here, which I think you're doing already, but just to remove any element of confusion, we'll set you up anyway. And then this time you're going to be heading all the way over this side, and then you're coming up to the top here, and then you're doing a straight through without turning around there as well. So that's that one sorted out. Excellent. Now for the food delivery. Again, which one is this? Okay, it's the bottom one there, which again is pulsing away. So let's change you to platform number 2. And what you're going to be doing, you're going to be coming in this way. So your last stop before Calgary Food Factory is going to be this one. Yes. And then after, come out that way. Yes. And again, we're going to have to route you manually down here and over this new bridge. Yep, that's better. And then, yes, you're going in there. However, please drop off onto platform 2. And then after you've dropped off, your first waypoint is this one. And then once you've crossed the bridge, your next waypoint is this one here. Over this bridge. Along the front there. And then you want to be coming up that way, which you're already doing, so that's excellent. Okay, that should work just nicely. Again, now we can turn our attention to buying some vehicles, and once again we'll go for 6. And again, we can have one of each variety, the flatbeds for the bricks and the tarpaulin for the food. So we'll get those up and running now. So this is to southeast Calgary. And then, oops. I don't know what I've clicked there, but I want to make sure I'm on the right depot. So just close the screen and go back in. And then the tarpaulin trucks are food, and they are food to southeast Calgary. And that's that taken care of. Okay, if we go back to the first freight yard here, we can see we do have our first units of goods waiting for collection, so that's excellent. So southeast Calgary, while it's not showing here, eventually this will start showing some deliveries. Sorry, southwest. Southeast Calgary, again, the same. There's nothing on the platforms yet. Oh no, there is a few on the platforms already, which is great. So that'll start showing some deliveries as well. So next up, northeast Calgary, we've already taken care of the food, so that's fine. As I said, the machinery we'll do in a future episode. So all we've got left to do then is northwest Calgary and the goods over to here. Now let's just see where these are being required. So our goods are all on this section here. So I think for this one we will just use an unload point just to mix it up a little. And then if our trucks are coming up here, that's quite a... oh my word. That's an alarmingly steep hill. That's going to cause some slower down issues, I'm sure, but for now, temporarily, we will make use of it. And then obviously once they've dropped off, then they're going to be heading back this way, back down the hill. And then they can head down there, because why not? And then they're going to be crossing the bridge, and they'll be using this freight yard here, because this one does not have the connection to the goods factory. So let's set that line up now nice and quickly. So from there to there, this is the goods. You want to be fully loaded, 30 seconds, so it's the usual sort of setup now. I'm sure you're very familiar with my way of thinking when it comes to this aspect of it all. Yep, that's all good. I'll do the naming afterwards. For now, I want to make sure they are routing in a nice and tidy way, which they are not. Okay, so let's change your platform to number 1. So that's the first thing we'll do. So if you're coming in that, if that's your platform direction, we want you to be hitting this waypoint just before you come into the annex. So that's okay. And then you're going straight across. Yes, perhaps it might be a bit more conducive if after you've picked up at the annex, you come down here. And then you would go that way, over the bridge. and then you're going up the steep hill to Dogwood Street, and then you're routing back the right way. And then what we'll do, actually, we'll send you back down this way, take a right turn, and then a left turn. In fact, no. After, you will come this way, and this will send you all the way along the bottom, and then in like that. And I think that'll work quite nicely. It sends them a bit out of the way, but it should be okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so that's that done then. So now we can name the line, so I'll do that quickly. Yep, so that's now named up as Goods Delivery Northwest Calgary. So the last thing we need to do is buy ourselves a few trucks. These will have to be the tarpaulin trucks. Again, we'll go for 6 because why not? Give them the same sort of colour and put them on the line. Right then, so there we go. That's any goods that can be shipped in at this moment in time, now being shipped in. Obviously, in a future episode, we're going to want to haul our planks and our steel over here to the machinery factory, but I think we'll do that via road vehicles rather than trying to squeeze a train down here, which would be all sorts of awkward. But in terms of our available goods, we now have connection and deliveries, which is great. I think what we need to do next, perhaps in the next episode in fact, is start doing good intercity or inter-suburb, I suppose, inter-district transport links, whether that be trams or buses. I think trams. And in fact, just looking here, we might be able to get in a few train lines as well, just for a few little, I suppose to be like dart systems almost, little inner city trains that just run from each district into the centre. I mean, we have plenty of platform space in Calgary, so there's no reason why we couldn't do that. And all we do, for example, for Southwest Calgary, is where we have this line just branching off to the right here, is this would carry on, perhaps just creep along the river's edge here so it doesn't interfere with these two roads. And then we could quite easily put a small station in here, and then the line itself could then run on towards Priddis and Black Diamond and so forth. For Southeast Calgary, I think we might be able to work in a little junction here with a station in this sort of area. It's not going to be the longest distance in the world, but for a small sort of dart system, it should be okay. Northeast Calgary is probably a little more complicated just because of the train over there. We do have these lines here which are currently ending just by the river, but as we can see, we'd have to climb up quite considerably to get an area where we could feasibly put a train station in. So Northeast Calgary may find itself perhaps having a station which connects in to Southeast Calgary, and then they change and then come into Calgary that way. Maybe. And then for Northwest Calgary, again, the terrain is a limiting factor here, but we can have a play about, and I'm sure we can come up with a pretty decent solution that looks logical, and as well it looks tidy. Okay, well, I know this has been a bit of a shorter one than usual, but I have been quite busy this past week or so, so I just wanted to make sure I got something out there for you lovely people. So I apologise for the brevity of this episode. I hope you can accept my apologies and my assurances that we will soon return to normal in terms of episode length. But as I said, I've had quite a few real world issues to contend with, both in and out of work, so both work and family life. So hopefully things are now starting to settle down again, so we should see, as I said, a return to normality. But yes, I wanted to get something out there for you just to show you that I am still here and we are still kicking on with Transport Fever 2. So even though it's been a shorter episode, if you have enjoyed it, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you want to support the channel and help it grow and obviously be informed of future content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really does make a huge difference and it helps a lot. And on a personal level, it also means a lot as well. I'm very appreciative of every subscriber. As always, if you want to see a train or a line or a station or even just a freight vehicle or a bus, you know, bear your name on this map, leave a comment down below. Let me know what train or vehicle or station line, etc., etc., you would like to claim as your own, so to speak, and I will do my best to honour it. Now, obviously, if you'd like a Rocky Mountain Railway train, obviously we only have 2 at the minute, and both of those are named up already. But if you want to, you know, run on the Rocky Mountain Railway, just say so, because I don't think, you know, it's going to be too much of a stretch to have an extra few trains running on that train line now it's all finished and completed. So I'm happy to add in extra trains if they don't currently exist on the network. So yeah, let me know what you want and I'll go ahead and do my best for you as soon as I can. But all that remains for me to say now, ladies and gentlemen, is, as always, you take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.